Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the GC Informer, GameCast's very own news program. I'm your host for today, Mark, also known as Koistorch. I'll be keeping it relatively light today as not a huge amount of stuff is going on right now. Square Enix announced in a news release that it will be creating a new development studio called Luminous Productions, with Hajime Tabata named head of the studio. Tabata previously worked on Final Fantasy XV, and he will be bringing many of the people that worked on that title into this new studio. In the news release, Luminous Productions will be focusing on developing new AAA titles and bringing innovative game and other entertainment content to a global audience. Not much is known at all besides the fact that they're currently hiring and are in the early stages of creating a new IP. I'm curious to see how it all goes, as while Final Fantasy XV had its fair share of flaws, the dev team really worked hard and are still trying to improve the experience and bring it closer to those first moments we saw way back when it was Versus 13. Next up, Dragon Quest XI is coming to the West. While Dragon Quest is a gaming giant in Japan, in the West its fanbase is considerably less vocal. This is due to very few of the games making it westward, and most people's experience with them come from remakes of older games on the DS or 3DS. They're lovably old school, but can be frustrating for that exact same reason. So whenever a new game is announced, I'm never quite sure if it will ever be localized. Fortunately, Dragon Quest XI is coming to the West in September, along with a few changes to make the series more appealing in the West. The biggest of these changes is that the game will now include voiceovers throughout the game. If the fact that it didn't have voices before seemed strange, that's fine, because the Dragon Quest series thrives on its old school systems, and even though 11 was built for current gen hardware, they decided to leave out voice dialogue as a fun nod to the series' roots. While I do appreciate the nostalgia factor, that doesn't translate the same way to the West, and so a voiceover for the Western release seems like a great choice. I also hope it's for a good majority of the dialogue, as Ni no Kuni 2's minimalist approach can be a bit annoying. The Western localization also comes with an overhauled menu and UI system, again so it looks a bit slicker and more like a current-gen RPG. Other quality of life changes include a dash feature and general improvements to characters and the camera. There will also be a new harder difficulty as well as a camera mode included. The game is scheduled for release on PS4 and PC on September 4th this year, and a Switch version was confirmed but was revealed that it will arrive much later. Unfortunately, the 3DS version of the game will not be coming to the West. This is a bit of a disappointment, as in Japan Dragon Quest XI was the only game ever to have a collector's edition that bundled a Nintendo game and a Sony game together. It was pretty neat. Furthermore, the 3DS version of the game had a unique presentation style that mirrored older top-down JRPGs, while the home console version had a more modern third-person perspective. Both games played similarly and told the same story, but was a cool style of presentation, and it's hard to call it a port as both were developed alongside each other. The reasoning for the 3DS exclusion is that Square Enix wanted to focus on the Western market and didn't think the 3DS in its current form would be a go-to platform, hence the PS4 and Steam release. I still would have liked to see it, but I should just be happy that we're getting at least one version of the game. Once again, Dragon Quest XI will launch on PS4 and PC on September 4th and will release on Switch much later, and you can interpret that time frame however you want. One other quick bit of news, Bardock and Broly are now available in Dragon Ball FighterZ. They're both a lot of fun to play, but it seems like Bardock will probably be the tournament fighter. The new dramatic scenes are a lot of fun, and it's cool that they added in their own sort of non-canon finisher as well for Bardock. And that's all the time we have for today's news. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please let us know what you thought of today's topics in the comments below. If you'd like to see more from me, you can find me right here as part of the review team, or over at Arisen Culture. Until next time, bye!